Hey, this is Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, we're going to show the actual cost for $25,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 51-year-old female. Now, first thing you need to understand is you can actually go to our website, and we've got these quoters on pretty much every page. Click the state that you live in. We're licensed in all 50 states, by the way, and the coverage amount. Put your birthday in here, get the quotes, click the Get Quotes Now, and it'll take you to a page that's going to show you all the best insurance company with the best rates, and you'll be able to be a very educated buyer. So pretty cool. You can also call us at 888-862-9456. Now, the first thing you need to ask yourself as a 51-year-old female is $25,000 going to be enough for your final expense needs? Now, if you're going to get cremated and come home in a cardboard box or an urn, that's going to cost between $1,000 to $2,000 as of right now. If you're going to get cremated and then have some sort of a celebration of life ceremony or get together or funeral or something like that at the funeral home, it'll probably be between $3,500 to $4,500. If you're going to be buried, the actual cost right now is right around $10,000, but that's for a very simple burial. Keep that in mind. So, probably a cremation, depending on your needs, would probably be anywhere between, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, maybe $5,000, $10,000, maybe $15,000. And for a burial, you should probably be looking at $10,000, $15,000, maybe $20,000, simply because you're 51 years old. And we're hoping you live to 61, 71, 81. And we just know things are going to be more expensive in the future. Now, keep in mind, most of the people we work with and help are on fixed or limited income. So money's kind of tight. So we would tell you, if you're going to get cremated, and $5,000 is all you could afford, do it. You can always add more coverage later. Same thing if you're looking at getting buried. If all you can afford is $10,000, do it, because you can always add more coverage. And, we specialize in first day coverage or benefits. So, we don't know if we're going to be here another 20 seconds or another 20 years. So God forbid, you did die sooner than you thought. You want your family covered. And first day coverage means that if your policy gets approved today and you die tomorrow, the insurance company is going to pay. So just keep that in mind. Now, we don't recommend 2-year waiting period plans. I'll get to that in just a minute. But a lot of people would say, I'd like first day coverage, but those policies ask questions, and I've got some health issues going on. And what we always tell people is, that's not a big deal. We work with enough different insurance companies, and most of them have very different underwriting requirements. And we can typically, like 95% of the time, get people first day coverage or benefits. It's not an issue at all. Now, the only reason you couldn't is if you had like really significant health issues, like you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or if you had dementia, or you were on dialysis, or you were in a hospital or a nursing home. It'd have to be really significant not to get first day coverage or benefits. Now, seems like every week we'll get a call from somebody and say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week, and, they didn't have insurance. We don't have any money. Now their body's at the funeral home, and the funeral home's not going to do anything until they get the money. So we need to get this insurance really quick so that we can get the funeral home paid. And we have to tell them there is no insurance company in the United States that's going to issue a policy on somebody who's already died. It does not work out that way. It's very sad, and it's very difficult because that person who died knew they were going to die at some point, and they chose not to get this insurance, and now they've put this burden on their family, and it's both a financial burden and an emotional burden. And what kind of person does that? It's just absolutely terrible when people do that, when this insurance is affordable, especially at age 51. Really no excuse. Don't. So if you don't have the money completely saved up, just get insurance. It's really that easy. So don't be silly. Now, I mentioned earlier about the 2-year waiting period plans. We don't recommend those at all. Like Colonial Penn, their $9.95 plan, they advertise a lot on TV. Seems like they're probably one of the most well-known companies because I think they've got a commercial out there about every 7 minutes on some of these TV channels. But their $9.95 plan is a 2-year waiting period plan. And, most people hate that 2-year waiting period. But a lot of 51-year-old females would go, oh, man, for $9.95, I could probably get $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000. And then they get on the website or talk with Colonial Penn, and they find out that for a 51-year-old female, $9.95, one unit will only buy $1,942. And then they go, oh, that's not quite what I thought, especially when it's got a 2-year waiting period. So $1,942 might take care of a cremation, cardboard box or an urn type thing today. But remember, it's got a 2-year waiting period policy on this thing. So it's not going to pay out if you had a health or medical related cause of death for a full 2 years. And gosh, we just don't recommend that. It's very expensive, and it's hard on the family. And there's other companies out there that offer 2-year waiting period plans too, like Mutual of Omaha, United of Omaha, Gerber, AIG, and there's a bunch of other companies too that specifically only sell 2-year waiting period plans. And some of these companies have done a great job of marketing to America, and specifically people over age 50, that the only thing that you qualify for, and once you're over age 50, is a 2-year waiting period. And we just have to laugh at them. You could not be more wrong, because we help people with first day coverage each and every day. Let's go and see if we can even get $25,000 worth of coverage for a 51-year-old female. The per unit pricing is a little weird. You're limited on it. You're always going to end up with these kind of wackadoodle numbers here. A 51-year-old female cannot buy $25,000. You've got to play with their unit pricing, which gives you weird numbers like $1,942. Let's just max this out, see what it is. 15 units is the max. 29. Okay, let's go down to 13 units. There we go. That's as close as we're going to get to 25,000. Is 13 units, 25,246 for $129. Now that seems kind of expensive, so let's go and take a look at what first day coverage would be here. So we're going to do 15,000. I'm sorry, 25,000. 25. Okay. And female, age 51. Let's see what that would be. We're going to come back and look at this. Remember, this is $130 for roughly 25,000. First day coverage, that's $55. 55. Trinity Life Insurance Company, great company. We work with them. Level coverage, which means first day coverage, 55. So if you doubled that, that would be 110, and you're still going to be less than Colonial Penn. So Colonial Penn is way more than 200% more expensive, and you've got that pesky 2-year waiting period. Oh, it's just, and you're going to overpay on that policy for the rest of your life. So 55, 60 is 30. That's around $70 more. It's actually about 75. I'm going to say $70 more a month. So 7 times 12 is $840 more a year. And that would be, after 10 years, you would overpay by $8,400 roughly, $8,400 more for the same policy, the same coverage amount. And it only gets worse the longer you live. So why would you do that? Why would you overpay? Why would you overpay like $8,000 plus dollars? We'd rather you keep that money in your own pockets and enjoy that money with your family while you're alive. Instead of giving that to an insurance company, you'll have great memories. Your family will have great memories of being with you, but only if you keep that money in your own pocket. So don't do that. Be an educated buyer. Let's take a look at some other companies here too. Maybe some companies that advertise quite a bit. Like Lincoln Heritage, $84. They're fine company, level coverage, but they are more expensive. $84. Well, they've got a thing where when you pass away, they will price shop 2 or 3 different places to kind of get the best deal for your family, and maybe do a couple other things, but you pay for it. It's a service that you're paying for, and it's a lot more. So roughly $85. $85 versus $55. So that's roughly $30 more a month. You overpay $360 a year. After 10 years, you'll overpay $3,600 roughly. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth paying or overpaying $3,600 more or less? Is it worth to pay that much money for somebody to make a few phone calls and maybe do a few other things? What we do at Funeral Funds is we've got a free funeral and estate planning guide. We provide that free of charge. And you can just fill that out, who gets what goes where, what you want your last final wishes to be, where you want to be buried, cremated, all that stuff. And it's free. And you just fill that out and you keep it with your policy. And when you pass away, your family just pulls both of those out, the policy and the funeral and estate planning guide. They know exactly what you want done. They'll know that you were thinking about them well in advance of this day, that you knew would be a financial and emotional hardship. And they'll know that you loved and cared for them to do this. And what a wonderful memory to be able to do that. And what a whole bunch of stress to take off of them. And, by locking in a low rate, you get a lot lower pricing and you have more money to spend on the things you really enjoy in life, aside from insurance. Let's look at some other companies here. Like Lumico, same thing. We see them once in a while out there. They're just as expensive as Lincoln Heritage. So we just don't recommend you overpay for insurance. So go to our website. You'll see these quarters. We've got a special one, funeralfunds.com/YouTube. That way you can log on for our YouTube visitors and get the most discounts and best pricing. You can call us at 888-862-9456. And if you've got an existing policy and you just want to price shop it or add more coverage to it, we can help you there. If you're looking for a brand new policy, we can help you there. If you just want information or pricing, we can certainly help you out there too. We look forward to helping you out with this. Until that day comes when we do get to meet you, you take care, you stay safe, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.